So I'm just going to wait for some people to join. Hi guys, everyone that's here. I'll just give it a couple of minutes and then I will get started. Oh. Can anybody hear me, or am I completely silent? Can everybody hear me all right? Yeah, okay, fab, cool. Thank you, Shez. Thank you, T. Yeah, I've done lots of sunbathing, lots of sitting in the garden. Right, cool. So I've got quite a few of you on, so I'm going to get started. So I'm going to basically just go through my skincare first, just to prep my skin, and then I will go on to the products that you all chose. So I'm going to start with the brand new serum from Charlotte Tilbury. It's all from Charlotte Tilbury. Yeah, the brand new serum. So this is only like the second day of trying this out. And I have to say, I am absolutely loving it. So you only need like a little bit of product because it does go quite a long way. And then you just like pat it in. I have to say, I do really like the consistency of it. It's really lovely. Hi, Taya. So this is really good for helping to reduce like fine lines and wrinkles. And basically, to be honest, I don't know all of the ins and outs of it because it's a brand new product, but I have to say so far I am loving it. And then next I'm going to be using the eye cream. You need a little bit of this, so like grain of rice amount, not very much at all. So this is really good for bags, bit of fluff, dark circles, and again fine lines and wrinkles. Thank you. You like my flower wall? The flower wall I actually got from a wedding page. Somebody was selling them from their wedding. It was I suppose you're supposed to put photos in there, but I just filled it with fairy lights. This is something a bit different. Yes, Taya, you do need this serum. It is really nice, I have to say. For the couple of days I've been using it, I have loved it. And then next I'm going to be using the magic cream. Actually, this is nearly all run out. I need to get a new one. I actually have quite oily skin, so I don't really need a lot of product when I'm moisturising my face. Obviously, if you have dry skin, then hello, Ams. If you have dry skin, then yeah, obviously you'd use a little bit more. But I have quite oily skin, so I generally do use it quite sparingly. Cool, and then, so first things first is everybody voted that they wanted me to have, Shares pretty much it all has magic in the title, to be fair. So everybody wanted me to have really glowy skin, so I'm going to be using the Hollywood Flawless Filter as my primer. So you can literally chuck this on like wherever. I think more the merrier with this product. Like, I love it. It is literally like a filter in a jar. I love it. It's so good. So you can use it as a primer like what I'm doing, and you put it on first, or you can use it as a highlighter, so it's sometimes quite nice to put it on over the top of your foundation, just like dab it. I do that quite a lot. Or you can also just wear it on its own, like if you want to have like a no makeup day. Like, you can see how glowy that is straight away. It's really nice. And then next I'm going to be doing, so you all voted for is it good for covering redness? No, Flawless Filter isn't that good at covering redness. You can get, hi Lee, you can get a darker colour if you wanted to do like a dark colour to give you a bit more coverage. This one is only a shade 2, which in all honesty is a little bit light. I could probably go up a shade. But yeah, it does do like 5 shades, so you can get, if you wanted to go a bit darker and get a bit more coverage, you could. So everybody voted that they wanted to go full coverage, so I'm going to be using the Flawless Finish foundation. This is, actually, it might be a good colour. This actually was a little bit dark for me a little while ago, but seeing as I've been enjoying the sunshine, this actually might be quite a nice colour. So I'm applying it with the Magic Complexion brush. This is the one of 2 foundation brushes that we do. In all honesty, I always preferred the other brush, but I saw some people using this one in videos recently, and I thought I would give it a try. And actually, I prefer the way that this applies my foundation. It just goes on a bit smoother. And I always do spend like a little bit extra time on my foundation than I would do, like, especially with full coverage, just to make sure that it's really even, because you don't want it to like look patchy or anything. And then always just want to take it a little bit down your neck. So you can see obviously like the difference in that makes. So as with all Charlotte Tilbury products, they all have a treat and transform element. So they all have like this foundation, it actually has like skincare benefits. So it has the Replexium serum in, which is the same as the one of the main ingredients in the serum. So it's really good at helping with fine lines and wrinkles and stuff. Keeps you really hydrated. And honestly, this foundation, if you like full coverage, long-lasting foundation, this foundation will change your life. Like, I can put this to the test. I had this on for about 16 hours one day at work. And by the end of the day, by the time I got home, it looked like I had just put it on. Like, this stuff is amazing. Once it's dried onto your face, it literally doesn't move all day. It's amazing. What's my favourite foundation? My favourite Charlotte Tilbury foundation would probably be this one, the Flawless Finish. Every time I wear it, people always say like how amazing my skin looks and like what foundation am I wearing. Oh my god, that colour is so not right for me right now. Oh, it's a bit on the yellow side, but never mind. That's what happens when you get a tan. But for every day, I would say Light Wonder, just because I quite like it. I'm quite light in the daytime. Every day, again, because I've got quite oily skin, I am quite prone to breakouts. And if I have it too heavy, it just doesn't really work for my skin. Cool. So I'm going to save my concealer and do that after. Chuck a bit of Bronson, yeah, it'll be fine. So I'm going to save my concealer and do that after I've done my eyes. So next is brows. So you always do brows before you do your eyes, because obviously you're mapping your eyes out, and always want to almost create the shape as to where you're going to put your eyeshadow. So you just want to use the spoolie. So this is the Brow Lift in Luscious Brow shade. It has a spoolie on one end and then like the pencil bit on the other. And then it also has like a little highlighter in the middle. So it really is such a good little product. Why would I recommend the brush that I'm using? This one, I would say just because I just like the way it applies. It's a personal preference, really. I think it would depend on who you ask as to what kind of brush that they like. So with your brows then, you just quite lightly just want to like create that shape. I like them to look quite fluffy and not obviously too what I would call Instagram brows. I like them to look quite natural. Do you know what, I'm going to get a little mirror because it might be a bit easier. Hello everyone for just joining. Oh yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, and you just want to do like little brush strokes, like hair strokes almost, just to like make it look a bit more natural. And the thing I like the most about this is that if you make a mistake or you do a bit that you're not quite sure on, you can just literally just like erase it with the spoolie on the other end. It is a really good product. It's so good. If you're not very good at doing your brows, this product makes it really, really easy. Fab. Like 2 seconds. I don't know about anybody else, but I have been embracing the bushy brow at the moment. Where I haven't, although I do normally do my own brows, so that's a bit of a lie. But I have been completely being lazy. I haven't done anything to my brows. I have just been letting them do their own thing, which is actually quite nice because they're getting nice and full, which everybody, all the Tilbury girls that are on at the moment will completely understand that. You got to embrace the big bushy brow. And then the thing I would always say to remember is sisters, not twins. I actually have one brow higher than the other, which makes life a little bit more difficult. But yeah, you just want to try and make them as similar as possible rather than identical. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. Cool. So next thing is I'm gonna leave the concealer until the end, until I finish my eyes, just because if I need to do any cleanup, I just personally find it a little bit easier. You don't have to do it that way. It's just my personal preference. So next is I'm going to be using the Rose Gold Eyes to Mesmerise, which was the product that you all chose for me to use. I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury. Lee is the queen of Tilbury brows, actually, and as is Tanisha. Loving that bushy brow. So yes, I'm going to be using this is actually the lip brush. This isn't what this is intended for, but I just find this bit easier to use. Again, I don't think there's really a right or wrong way of doing anything. I think you can just, as long as it works for you, I think you can just basically do whatever you want. So that's what I'm doing. So I've just got a little bit out, so and I'm just gonna pop it on like all over my lid. So you can, these are like a cream eyeshadow, so you can use these on their own. If you wanted to just have it on its own, you can do that. They do look really nice on their own, and they do come in like a variation of colours. But for today's purpose, I'm going to be using it as like a base for my eyeshadow. Today I'm going to be using the Pillow Talk palette, which is what everybody chose on my Instagram in my stories. And then the other side, again, because I'm going to be covering this with eyeshadow, it doesn't need to be like too perfect, because you're just going to cover it anyway. It's just, like I say, it's just a bit of a base, and it just makes the, where the colours in the palette are like this sort of shade, they're all like pinks, it does just make the pinks a lot bolder. Hi Layla. Cool. And then I'm going to be taking a fluffy brush, and then this is the Pillow Talk palette. For this one's a little bit well loved. So I'm going to be using this slightly different to how it's recommended. So it's recommended that you do 1, 2, 3 and 4, but I'm going to go in with shade 3 first and just pop that on the outer corner. And then just because obviously you can see straight away I've done like 2 tiny applications, and already that colour really grabs. That's the base on underneath. It does just make it so much more intense. The thing I would say to always remember as well is that the eyeshadow is going to be the most boldest in the first place that you apply it. So if you want it to be like most bold here, then you'd apply it here. If you want it to be more in the crease, then you'd apply it through the crease as well. But for me, I want obviously the most colour to be on the outer corner. So I'm applying first on sort of here on my eyelid and then just blending it out. I'm quite lucky really. I've got quite a lot of like lid space, so I can blend up quite a lot. I think obviously if you've got like more hooded eyes, then you might have to do it slightly differently. Well, this colour is really bothering me. It's really not a good colour for me, this foundation. And then the other side. So again, not that there's a right or wrong way of doing it, but this is just how I do it. So I do a step at a time. Some people will do a whole eye and then move on to the other eye. I just prefer to do it this way. So I will do one bit on one side and then move over and do it the same on the other side. I just find it easier for symmetry, that I can keep it, making sure I can keep it symmetrical then and keep it looking the same. Does anybody have any questions at the moment that I can answer while I'm faffing with blending? Shez also agrees, yeah, it's got to be, I just think it just makes life so much easier when you apply it in sections and steps. Plus then you can almost like see what it, like how it's looking as you go along. So all I'm going to do now is take a clean brush and just buff that over the edges. Just because that helps like diffuse any harsh lines, because obviously you don't want any almost like harsh lines. You just want to keep it all nice and soft and blended. And I just think that already, without really doing an awful lot to my face, just looks, though my eyes look quite nice already just on its own. Taya, what's my favourite Tilbury palette? I'd probably say, I don't know, I'd probably say Bella Sophia or maybe Rock Check. I like both, to be fair. What's the one product I couldn't live without from CT? I would probably say Magic Cream. That's really lame. I absolutely love this stuff. It just completely changed the way my skin looks and feels since I started using it. Like, I'm obsessed with it. I think even when I have to pay full price, I will still have to have it. So now I'm going to go in with, I'm going to go in with this shade, which is the shade 2, and then I'm going to almost like pop that over the sparkly bit, just to intensify that pink a little bit. This is actually, I haven't used the Pillow Talk palette in a really long time. I don't think I've used it since like I first started. And actually I've forgotten how much I like it. It's really nice. It's just not a palette that I would choose to like sort of pick up, but it looks really nice. I don't know why that surprises me. Cool. And then I'm going to take shade 1, just on the inner corner, and then also going to pop that in like the fully in the inner corner to help like create a highlight. Hi, Mum. Cool. I just think these are just so easy. It's so easy to use. Especially, I would say, when you have the steps, like you almost can't go wrong. Like if you're not very good at applying eyeshadow, it almost like takes all the work out for you. They really are good. And I'm just sort of blending this first shade into the rest of it, just to sort of blend it all together. Cool. And then I'm going to go back to my, hi Kelly. I'm going to go back, hi Ash. I'm going to go back to my clean brush just to blend all that out, just to make sure that everything's all sort of blended in together nice and seamlessly. And then Charlotte Tilbury is very well known for doing like a real big blown out eye, just to really make the eyes really dramatic, and just to really put that emphasis onto your eyes. So that's what I'm going to do with my clean brush, is just almost like drag that, not putting any new product on, but just dragging that out a little bit, just so that just like creates that elongating of the eye. And then I'm going to try and dig out dregs of my pop shade, if I can get anything out of there. And then this one, always you apply with this one with your finger, because it's like an emollient base. It's really like creamy, and this just, you get a much more better payoff with your finger. And then this one just goes all over the lid, if I can actually get any out. And that really just ties the whole eye together. Like you can see, like almost just like it's really blingy, if that's a word. Yeah, I like it, it's nice. Thanks, Lee. Yeah, I forgotten how much I like this palette, to be honest. It is nice. It's I'd forgotten how much I like the pink. Cool. So I'm gonna wipe that on my pyjama bottoms. It's fine. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my concealer, and then I will go back to finishing off my eye look. Just make sure, so if sometimes you might have had a little bit of fallout, like that's alright, just like buff that away. That's why I always wait to do my concealer till after my eyes, because obviously if I have got any, thanks Karen, yeah, it's really pretty. I'd like to say, it's I'd forgotten how nice it is. So yeah, that's why I always wait until I've done my concealer. So if I do need to make any corrections, then actually I can do that much easier without having to take off loads of product. So everybody voted for me to use the full coverage concealer, so I'm going to be using the Magic Away concealer. So the thing I would say with this is, firstly, always put it on after your foundation. I get asked that quite a lot at work. When do you put concealer on? So I always put that on afterwards, because actually your foundation does a lot of the work for you. If you're putting it on first, if you get quite creasy under eyes or quite dry under eyes, actually putting an extra layer of product on when potentially you might not need it just can emphasise that issue for you. So I always do my foundation first, just to see how much concealer I need, because I actually don't think that I need that much at the moment. I have just remembered I am going to, this wasn't on my stories, but I am just going to show you it. So this is the Magic Vanish. This stuff is really amazing. So this is really, really creamy. If you have really dark under eyes or really dark circles, this stuff has got like a peachy tone, so that will help cancel out the colour. So normally colour correctors are like bright orange, and actually you don't necessarily need that, because then you need more cover, like from your foundation or your concealer, to cover it. Actually, something that is this kind of colour will do just as good job. This is a really good product. So if you have dark under eyes, then give that a little try. But yes, and the other thing I would always recommend is if you look like straight on in the mirror and tilt your head down, oh, that makes my bags look really bad. If you tilt your head down, you can always almost see where that shadow is. So you don't need to be applying concealer all the way under and all the way down. Like if you're like me and you get you've got like texture under your eyes, you've got crow's feet and old age is catching up with you. Actually, you just want to apply it where you need it. So for me, I will just sort of apply it in this little crescent and then blend out, rather than packing on tons of product. And then I'm going to go in with the other foundation brush that I was telling you about. So then I will use this end later on, but for now I'm just going to use this small end, which has got which is for the concealer. I should probably get a bit more product out. Hello everybody that's just joined. I don't really need that much coverage. So I do have a scar on the top of my top lip, so I'll always put a little bit extra there, and some depending on where I need a bit of extra coverage, but I do generally tend to be quite sparing with my concealer, especially if I've done a full coverage foundation, because I generally don't need it, and you end up just putting on tons more product that you really don't need. And then I'm just patting, because if I start dragging, I'm going to start moving the foundation that I've put on underneath. So I just want to like almost like invite it to like blend in with your foundation. So you just want to like pat it on a little bit, rather than like dragging it, because all you're going to do is move the foundation underneath too much. Hi, Chelsea. Do I ever use beauty blenders? No. Before I worked at Charlotte Tilbury, I used to live and die by my beauty blender. You could never have told me any different. I absolutely swore by it, and every single time I ever tried to use a foundation brush, I was like, nope, don't like it, and I would just go back to my beauty blender. But honestly, since I discovered these foundation brushes, they honestly, without sounding cheesy, they changed my life. I just find they just go. My foundation goes on so much better now. Like these are £35. Honestly, the best investment you could ever make for making your foundation look good. It really is true what they say. Like the you get what you pay for, and having good tools makes applying makeup so much easier for sure. Cool. So I'm now going to take a smudger brush and then come back to my Pillow Talk palette, just so that I can do a little bit of drop shadow on my under eye, and then like sort of tie it all in together just to, I've just smudged it, that's not good. Yeah, just so I can tie it all in together. So I'm going to use shade 3, I think, and then just dab that in. You don't need a lot of product, and I always once I've like dabbed in, I'll always like dab it any excess off on my hand, just to make sure that I don't try and get like tons more fall out after I've obviously just tidied that away, cleaned that all away. And straight away, just from like obviously that little bit of extra colour, it just like completes the eye, just makes it look a bit more finished. And I always use this step to help like finish off my blown out like cat eye kind of effect. I always sort of finish that now, make sure that I'm really happy with the shape. And then I will go back to my clean blending brush and just like buff that out, just to like really soften that a little bit. And already you can sort of see the difference that makes. I do just think if you don't put it underneath, it just doesn't always look finished. Thank you, Charlotte. When everybody voted for Pillow Talk, I have to say, actually, I was a bit disappointed. I was like, I was really looking forward to doing a nice Bella Sophia look. But, yeah, I quite like it. I'm going to have to use this a bit more often, I think. Cool. So, I'm going to set it in place with... What brush am I going to use? I'm going to use this one. So everybody voted for me to use the loose powder, so I'm going to be using that today. On a day-to-day basis, I would normally use the pressed powder. The girls at work have only just sort of recommended this. I never really used it before. I always used the pressed one, but actually I have to say I have really liked it so far. It's quite similar to the Laura Mercier one. It's just as equally as good. I would definitely recommend this one. Oh yeah, see, everybody's loving this. I don't know. I never really thought about it. I really like the pressed powder, but since I've been using the loose, I have to say, yeah, I have really liked it. So the same with the pressed powder is you only need a little bit of product. Again, for me, I have quite oily skin, so I do need to set it. But I do have older skin as I'm aging not so gracefully, maybe. So yeah, I obviously don't want to put on too much powder because I don't want to accentuate any wrinkles or old skin. Yeah, cool. My mum thinks that's funny. Maybe not old compared to you, mother. Right, what am I going to do next? I'm going to do my eyeliner, I think. This wasn't on my stories either, but I'm going to be using the black classic pencil. So this is a brand new product. It's only just launched. We always did it in brown. With the loose powder, do you sprinkle it into the brush? No, sorry, I didn't show you that I did that. I sprinkled it into the lid and then tapped it off into the lid with the powder. Sorry, yes, so I've always done this in black, in brown, and it is probably my favourite eyeliner, and we have just launched it in black, and I have to say I am living for this eyeliner. It's so good. So it's a powder to pencil formula, so it's really, really soft. And we do a more bolder looking eyeliner if you want to smoke it out, or if you want to do a little bit more of an intense look. But obviously I was going for an easy everyday look, so I use this. I use the brown, which is the Audrey, pretty much every day. So I thought I would show you the black just to show you what it looks like. Yeah, Teo, I have to say I probably like the black more than I like Audrey, if that's even possible. And the thing I would say with this as well is that you don't need to be too careful with it. So I think with a liquid eyeliner, you have to get it perfect, and be sod's law, you'll get one side right and then you'll get the other side and you mess it all up like I did earlier. So the thing I like the most about a pencil is that actually it's a lot more forgiving, it's a lot more easier. So if you struggle with eyeliner, try a pencil just to have a try. Looking fleeky. I'm not sure about that, but thanks. Do you know what, Shez? A person I used to work with always said to me, liquid eyeliner is like a horse. It can smell your fear. And I swear to God that every single time I pick up a liquid eyeliner, it just screams at me. We're not friends. We don't get on very well. I much prefer a pencil. It's much easier. So, I mean, you can see, obviously, I did just sort of scribble it on a little bit. I haven't done it too neat and tidy. And then, obviously, to take it in the inner corner I've got a bit of fluff on my face. Yeah, take it in the inner corner just to, complete the whole eye. So I will just, literally just draw it on. It's almost in my waterline on the inner corner. Just a little bit, so you can see how much of a difference that makes. Just almost makes it look a little bit more finished. I'll come a bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. I think the thing I would say is as long as you're getting close to the lash line, the rest doesn't really matter, because you don't want to have a gap between, obviously, your lash line and your eyeliner, because then that would look weird. It is good, Charlotte, this eyeliner. I just love it. It's so easy. It's so easy. Like I say, I'm not the best at doing eyeliner on myself, let alone on other people. So if anything I can do to make my life a little bit easier, I'm all for. Cool. And then I'm going to run that in my. Oh, I've got an eyelash. Hang on a minute. There we go. Do you put this in your waterline? Yes, you can, and I probably will do. I'm going to put it in my tight line first, which is that fleshy bit under here where your eyelashes are, and then your waterline is the bit at the bottom. How much is this one? Can somebody tell me how much this is? Because I'm not sure. I want to say £19, I think. I might be completely lying. I'm sure somebody will come on and tell me in a second how much they are. Someone? Anyone? 17, thank you. Oh, it was about that price. Thank you, Charlotte. Oh, £19. Oh, apparently we don't know either. Oh. So I would say putting it in your waterline and your tight line, which is obviously the bit at the top, will make it look a lot more intense, will make it look a lot more smoky, if that's obviously what you're going for. If you want to keep it more daytime, where you don't really want to go in with a heavy eyeliner, you can just stop there, you don't need to add any more. But obviously if you want to intensify it a little bit, like on a Saturday, if I was going out, I will always do tons of eyeliner. And straight away, like, you can see how much of a difference that makes to the look. Cool, I like that. So I am just going to run this ever so slightly, just along my lashes, just so that I can like smoke it out a little bit, which I'll show you how to do that. Not tons, only like a little bit. Yeah, Chloe, I have to say, I was a little bit scared about going black, because I was completely convinced that brown is the way forward, but actually it's not too black, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be taking the eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to be almost like blending just along my lash line, just to like smoke that out a little bit, almost like buffing it in. I won't repeat that, Chelsea. And then another nice little trick, which I do quite often, is with the remnants of product that you've got on your eyeliner brush, almost like just drag it out a little bit, because it creates a bit of a flick without having to do like a proper flick. Again, as I said, I'm not very good at doing eyeliner, so I'm not very good at doing like a winged feline flick. So I will just do this little hack every day, just because it just like creates that more blown out look. It's easy. And then I'm going to go for my fluffy brush again, and I'm going to go back in with shade 1, just in the inner corner, just to really like intensify that that highlight of my inner corner a little bit. Cool. And then obviously just going back in with the brush that I used for my concealer, and just if you need to like do any like not corrections but just like any finish like to help blend it all in or buff it all in, any like the product that you've got left on there will help with that. Cool. So thing next is going to be, am I happy I've done everything? Yes. Right, so I'm going to go on to contour. So I am going to go back to finishing my brows, but I'm going to do that at the end, just because when I'm buffing in, I don't want to like, I like to obviously create a big bushy brow and brush my hairs all upwards, and I'll generally always leave that till last because I don't want to like disturb them when I'm applying bronzer or whatever. So this is the contour wand. So the thing I would say with this is you want to apply your contour. If you imagine like from the corner of your mouth to like the top of your ear, that's really where your like contour should be. Charlotte always calls it follow the hollow. So if you suck your cheeks in, like that there is where you should be applying your bronzer, and you always want to blend upwards rather than like down, because you want to like lift your cheekbones up, create the illusion that you have a sculpted face. If like me you have been eating everything in sight since we've been in isolation, I definitely need that. Oh. And then do the other side. This is your favourite product, Charlotte? Yeah, I have to say, I think lots of people get scared by the fact that it's a cream cream product, because obviously it's not a product that most people would normally use in their everyday life. But I have to say, since I've used this, like I do find contouring so much easier. There's lots of people as well that don't do contouring because it's, there we go, yeah, Lee said herself that it freaks you out. You really don't need to be. It's so easy. You literally blob it on and blend it out. Like it's that easy. Yeah, Ash, it looks much more scary than it needs to be. It really does. You can see how easy that looks, how easy it goes on. It is easy. Just literally blob it on. And you don't even need to really worry about your application, like where you're placing it too much, because you're just going to blend it into where you want it to be. So this is actually the medium to dark shade. This does come in a lighter shade, obviously, if you're really fair. But I think even the dark shade, it doesn't look too scary, doesn't look too dark. If I was going out on a Saturday, I would normally put probably another layer on. In fact, I might put another layer on now, just to sort of show you what it looks like, just to intensify that contour a bit more. Yeah, now if my mum thinks it looks easy, it must be easy. And then I don't generally tend to contour my nose, just because it's not something that I ever really worry about. But obviously for this, I might use the other end actually, just to sort of show you if you needed to contour your nose, how I would do it. So I've literally just put like on the corner. I mean, mine's all broken now, which is not very good. But yeah, just the corner, like the tiniest little bit of product, and then just blend that out. So it just creates a bit of shade, just to like create like a bit more of a contour for your nose. I think that makes such a difference. Even though I never do it, it does make a big difference. And then again, if you need to create the illusion of not having a double chin, which, let's face it, is definitely me, chuck a bit of that on your jawline, blend that out as well. I feel like this is like the ultimate catfish. This is what you could look like. Cool. Apart from the fact my face is a completely different colour to my chest, that's not fun. Right. Cool. I'll tell you what I don't have. A bronzer. Wait, I'll grab one. Oh no, I haven't got one. Here's one I made earlier. Cool. So this isn't the bright brush for this, but it's the only brush I have. So we do a smaller version of this, which you can get into the contours of your face a little bit easier. So this is the Film Star Bronson Glow. So you have the bronze on one side and then the highlight on the other. This again comes in 2 shades. Absolutely amazing product. This, I love it. Good old helping of bronzer. If I'm going out, I probably, in all honesty, do use the darker shade, but it's a bit dark for every day. I feel like this has like gone from everyday look to quite glam quite quickly. Quite a lot of bronzer will do that for you. Let's see if we can't do something. I can't really do anything with this, can I? My face is officially yellow. I'm going to do the cardinal sin and like try and put bronzer everywhere just to darken it up a bit. That didn't help really at all. We do love a glam moment, you're quite right, girls. Cool, so next I'm going to do blusher. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave blusher. That's a complete lie. I'm going to finish my brows. So I'm going to be using Legendary Brows. So this is in the shade Supermodel. This is almost like a mascara for your brows. I honestly find this product a little bit scary because it always looks a little bit odd on me, but I've been watching a lot of people, a lot of girls from work applying this, and I think I've seen some new tricks on how to make it work for me, so I'm going to give those a go. So I'm going to start out here on the, oh yeah, that worked, on the bulk of the brow. I normally start at the front, and hi Dave, and it always applies too much product. I guess it's the same element that you would use for your brows, that actually you get the most product where you place it first. So I'm going to start on the outside and then work it in. Oh yeah, that worked better. Nice. So this is almost like tint in a tube, where it like colours every single hair. Yeah, bigger the better brows. We do love a bushy brow. Yeah, so actually like colours each of the hairs. So if you've got like grey hairs or really blonde hair, yeah, putting this on over the top will like almost like colour the hair as well as like the skin. I'm going to re-dip, I feel. Okay, I might have just found one of my new favourite products. This product was never really one of my favourites, but oh, yes, love this. Cool. I'll do it this way so you can see. Yeah, it really does make a big difference. And then we have a nice big bushy brow in place. And then because even we don't get it right all the time, sometimes you need a little cotton bud if you've made a mistake, and you can just like take it away. Fab. Cool, I like that. It's looking good. What are we going to do now? We're going to do highlight. Because I want to, and the Tilbury brow is born. Yeah, it's I do like that, I have to say. It's nice. So I'm going to apply my highlighter first before I do my blusher, just because I really want to make sure that that highlight is really blended in, and not almost like sitting on the top, because sometimes it can look added like wrong, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put it on underneath my blusher. So I'm going to be using the Spotlight wand as well as the Film Star Bronson Glow. So obviously you just want to apply this on the tops of your cheeks, and for this I always apply with my finger just because it really helps make it look a bit more seamless, and it really just blends in a little bit better. So you can see, oh yeah, look at that, love it. This is probably one of my favourite products for highlight. I use Flawless Filter for this quite a lot because again it's just blends really well. You can see how glowy that looks. Oh, I'm living for this glowy skin. And then a bit down the nose. Top lip, just to make sure top lip appear a bit bigger. So if you haven't got your lips done, or even if you have and you want them to just look a bit bigger, popping a little bit of highlight on the top of your lip just makes it like pop a bit more. Hi moles. Right. And then so for blusher, for cream blusher we do two colours. So we do a pink gasm and a peach gasm. So I'm gonna go pink, I think. Still using the same brush to blend it out. So you just want to put this on the apples of your cheeks. So if you smile, then you'll sort of know where it needs to go. So it's a bit weird, like smiling, doing a fake smile, but. And then because that's got a bit of a glow, you can see how glowy that is. It's lush. So Taya, I do agree the pink is better. You do get a much better payoff. I generally use the peach more every day, just because it's a lot more like dialed down. If I was going out, I would 100% always use the pink. And then I'm going to, in fact, I'm going to leave that for a minute. I'm going to put on the Pillow Talk blush, which was the blush that you all chose, which was the soft blush over the dark one. So I'll show you what that looks like. That's the Pillow Talk blusher. And then just give that a nice bit of a swirl. So this one's actually got like a highlighter in the middle. So if you can use it separate if you do like a swish around the outside, which goes on like the bulk of your cheek, and then the pop in the middle goes on the apple of your cheek. Sorry, I'm just reading all your comments. Bonnie, you want everything. You can't possibly want any more. You've had loads. Yeah, but obviously with this one, because it's like highlightery, I'll like sort of swish it all together just to like, again, give me like that really nice like highlightery effect. And then I will add that onto the highlighter with this shade over the top. So it's all, you'll notice it's all about, everything we do at Charlotte Tilbury is all about beautiful glowy skin, to give you like that real dewy, youthful, fresh skin. Before I started at Charlotte Tilbury, if you'd have told me a year ago that I would be embracing glowy skin, I'd have laughed at you. I was all about the matte, and actually now I'm obsessed with the glowy skin. I actually put a matte foundation on the other day, and I had to take it off. I was like, no, I don't like it, it's horrible. Yeah, I like it, cool. So I'm going to do my mascara. So I'm going to full fat lashes. I'm going to be using that in a minute. This is actually contraband because we haven't got these for sale at the moment. But Charlotte Tilbury always says that a good lash curler is like a push-up bra for your eyelashes. I could not agree more. It makes such a difference when I've given my lashes a good curl. I'm going to use the other hand. And then just give it like a couple of pumps, like 5 or 6 pumps, just to like give them a bit of a lift. And then we're going to be using full fat lashes. So we do 2 mascaras. This mascara is by far my favourite. I think you are either a legendary lash girl or a full fat lashes. Like, you don't really do one, like them both at the same, not at the same time obviously, but you don't really do both. You're either one or the other. I prefer full fat because I've got quite short, stumpy eyeball lashes, so I can really layer it up without it going really clumpy. Yeah, well, the full fat lashes and legendary lash lovers. You started colouring your lashes last year before mascara and changed your life. Yeah, it is. It really does make such a difference. Jenny, we'll get glammed up and go out together. Who else pulls that funny, stupid face when you're putting on mascara, like that real gormless look? You can't do it with your mouth closed, I swear. It can't be done. I just live for this mascara. I love it. What is that face? Oh my lord. I need to find a new mascara applying face, I think. So the thing I would say with the mascara as well is that if you make a mistake or you do a blob on your eyes after you spend 2 million hours putting on your eyeshadow, and then you get a bit of mascara, wait till it's dry and then take a cotton bud and just buff it ever so slightly and it will just lift off. If you do it when it's wet, you'll get a big smudgy mess, and then you'll be cursing yourself because you'll have made a big mess. So yeah, if you just wait till it's dry and then you can literally just lift it off your foundation, it just lifts. It is amazing. Oh, thanks, Molly. I've been purposely trying to not pluck them or not wax them. I've just embraced the big brows. I thought that what perfect opportunity to embrace a big brow when I haven't got to see anybody. She says as she's filming herself live. Makes perfect sense. Cool. And then, obviously, the reason that I love this mascara the most is because I can just keep on layering it up. It's just fab for if you've got short lashes. I love it. And then last but not least, is the lips. So everybody wanted me to use Penelope Pink, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use Pillow Talk lip liner. This one's a bit stubby. I need a new one. So I'm going to use the Pillow Talk lip liner on first. I've got 2 minutes remaining. I better hurry up. So I'm going to use the Pillow Talk liner because it's like the perfect nude lip liner. It can literally go with any lipstick. Oh, that's pressure, that is, when you can see that timer on there. Oh, I didn't know you only got an hour. It's a good job I'm nearly done. So while I'm doing this, I would like to thank all of you for giving me an hour of your time to sit and watch me apply my makeup. I do very much appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed. I will probably post this on my, it's because I'm rushing. I'll save this video and post it to my YouTube. So if you want to rewatch it for any of the tips, then you can. If you have any questions or any on anything that I haven't answered, and you want me to help you with anything, then please do drop me a message because I can answer all of your questions. And then last but not least, it's got to be collagen lip bath. You can't do lips without collagen lip bath. It's amazing. Love it. And that's it, guys. That is the finished look. I hope you like it and I hope you've enjoyed it. I have literally 30 seconds remaining. I'm so proud that I've managed to do that on time. Let me know if you've enjoyed it, whether it's worth me doing another one. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. Bye, guys.